Yet another punctuation question. And here I immediately notice I do have a case where my strategy might help. The normal use of a semicolon is to separate two complete sentences. That's exactly what a period does. So the fact that we have these two choices, A and C, that kind of have the exact same punctuation mark, at least the one that has the same purpose, and the words are not changing, tells me that these are probably both wrong. We'll still think about them, make sure there is a case where a semicolon is being used for a list, but unless I see a list here with a semicolon somewhere else, it's just not going to be the case that A or C could be right. But regardless, we're thinking then, okay, do I need that comma or not? So let's take a look. Yeah, it's a long sentence. The haiku-like poems of Thomas Transtromer, which present nature and dream-influenced images in crisp, spare language, have earned the Swedish poet praise from leading contemporary writers. Among them, Nigerian-American essayist and novelist Teju Cole, who has written that Transtromer's works contain a luminous simplicity. Wow, well, there's no luminous simplicity to this sentence. But we have a core here. The haiku-like poems of Thomas Transtromer, and we have a long description, have earned the Swedish poet praise from leading contemporary writers. So D is going to be the answer here. That's my sentence. I could put a period right there. I could cut out the which clause in the beginning that I didn't highlight. That's just extra information. The which, notice there's commas separating that out, telling us this is an interruption, but the main sentence I've highlighted in yellow. Then we would put a comma after the word writers because we're going to add even more onto this, right? So the among them is kind of like an extra little fragment that we're attaching to provide further description, but it couldn't stand on its own as a sentence, which is why A and C would be wrong. We can't, it's not enough to say, just to start with a capital A, among them Nigerian-American essayist and novelist Teju Cole. It's implied there's no subject there, or there's no verb, I guess, even. So it's just like something that it can only exist with the previous sentence, the part that's in yellow. And even that extra clause then has its own extra clause when we have the who here. So this is just lots and lots of clauses. In my opinion, that's not good writing, because if you're confused reading it, then you're not really getting your point across as a writer if your reader is confused. But these are the kinds of sentences that the SAT gives us on the hard reading module because they're grammatically correct, even if we don't really like them. And so hopefully we can use kind of a combination of our knowledge of the rules and our ear for what sounds like a sentence and the strategy of knowing what the semicolon does to help us kind of sort through all of this in the fastest way possible.